developers is to tell a great storyline and the characters and the worldview that players can relate to. And that's what he tried to do in the Final Fantasy series, that you as a gamer can receive so much energy. Even you shut off your console, your system, you actually receive energy, and there's a sense of exhilaration, a sense of accomplishment, and that really is something that you get out of an RPG.
A simple question, but I think one that needs to be asked. We're talking a lot about more action elements of these RPGs. Is turn-based role-playing games, are they going to be an important part of the future of games, or is everything moving more towards real-time combat and real-time action?
Yeah, 今だからブルードラゴンはターンベースで、ロストレスはターンベースなんだけど途中リアルタイム要素が入っていて、あとサードプロジェクトでクライオンっていうのがあって、それは完全なリアルタイムバトルでいくつか作ってるんですけど、なんていうの別にうまく使ってそれぞれいいところがあるんで、それぞれ長所を生かして使えばいいかな。とにかくなんていうのその世界に入ってほしいんで、やっぱり丁寧に作ることが大事で、コンセプトがいくら良くても丁寧に作らないとやっぱりダメなんで、と思ってやってます。
So Sakusan's comment is that he thinks that it's crucial to create it meticulously, so and with a great level of detail would be crucial in making this happen. And with respect to Blue Dragon, it's turn-based, but it has a lot of strategic elements that are proposed in the battle sequence. And with respect to Lost Odyssey, it has real-time elements that actually Sakusan promises to make the battle experiences very interesting. And he's currently working on Blue Dragon and Lost Odyssey. And in addition to these titles, there's an action RPG title called Cryon for Xbox 360. And over there, 2 more RPGs projects in progress, both of which are based on new different ideas. So instead of going to one single direction, he believes that there needs to be a variety of ways of playing and being fully immersed in the game.
So some of those games may feature real-time combat?
Yeah,
Excellent. Peter?
I think there's space for both, you know. I mean, I actually I really like the strategic thing that turn-based stuff, or turn-based games can give. You know, that you can just sit back and you can just think, right, well, this is what I'm going to do. And I think that's the slight problem with action games, is that it's much more twitch and much more reaction-oriented. There's not time to pause. And I remember when we were first sitting down and considering doing a role-playing game, we really thought hard about whether or not it should be turn-based or not. We came down on the side of action in the end because of the sense of being immersed. You know, you were there in the world and you weren't taken out of the world. But I hope that carries on being great turn-based games, because I think it gives you a different flavour than action can give you.
So I agree with what you guys have said. I think there's many ways to tell a great story, and there's no right or wrong way to do that. And the key there, as Peter mentioned earlier, is conveying emotion. You want the players to feel something. You can do that in an action-based game, you can do that in a turn-based game. At Bioware, with a game like Mass Effect, we're actually striving to combine both sides of the equation. We actually have layers of depth. So you can play it in real time. You can play it as more of an action experience, very, very mass consumer friendly, very accessible, but it's got the depth as well. You can use squad command to advance your team forward and deploy them on the battlefield, tell them what to do, tell them when to attack, and so on. And you can also go a layer beyond that and assign the specific orders while you're in pause mode, sort of a pseudo turn-based approach. So it's got the whole gamut, and it's difficult to do that because you have to actually combine a lot of different features, and you're really appealing to different audiences who have different goals and different desires, different experiences. But it's worth it because in the end it comes back to making a great game for our fans, and because everyone's definition of an RPG is different. But the end result, you want to convey that emotion. You have to achieve that in different ways for different players, I think.
Larry just lost his podcast. Next question for you is related to the idea of RPGs as linear versus open-ended. I think, in the past, especially the Japanese RPGs have been, assume the role of a character, take part in this world through a linear story. I think now we're seeing, more and more RPGs that are allowing you to customize the character, and, sometimes it's a certain character's story with their multiple branching paths. And, even going forward, I think, do you see a day where players are going to be able to have even more customization over the character that they actually play in the role-playing game? Now, there are a lot of companies talking about creating your own avatars online, and EA has their create a player, their EA DNA system to create custom player. Do you see that more happening? That you're going to be really able to customize the role that you play in these games, or is it really up to the designer to create a linear story and tell you what your character is in it?
ストーリーでキャラクター作りたいのか、フリーにカスタマイズしたいのか。
そのリニアというその基本システムと、あとオープンエンデドのシステムと、いろいろな視点があると。で、今多くは
リニアじゃない
リニアの英語に言ってますけども、それをあとまたキャラクターをカスタマイズできる機能が増えたんですけど、それに対してもっとそれは増えると思いますか。それともリニアでして。
増えるんじゃない？面白い。でも。僕はやっぱりさっきも言ったけどやっぱりストーリーを本当に映画の世界もそうだけどいいストーリーっていうのはいっぱいあるしこれからも生まれると思うしそこにゲームならではの感情移入はできるんでそれをやっぱりやっていきたいかな、僕のスタイルねただカスタマイズの方が増えるんじゃないのきっと。
Yeah, sure. There will be a lot more games that incorporate, character customizations because it's simply it's fun and it's a lot more fun. It creates a lot of interactivity. But to top of it all, the focus is to tell a great story and to reflect the worldview. So it's the same when making a movie. You create a storyline with the characters in place, and you want to be able to manipulate all of them and just feel fully immersed in the video game, just like a movie. So that's what it's sticking to. But overall, character customizations, sure, because it's fun. It allows more interactivity.
Customization. Well, there's two things here. One is customization, and I'm just going to put this because I've been thinking about this an awful lot. I'm not talking specifically about Fable 2, although obviously there's customization in Fable 2, very much so. It's customization and then evolution. What I mean by that is, first question I'm going to put to you all is, I'm kind of getting a bit bored with customizing just one character, and then that's it. And certainly customizing a character just at the start, when you don't know what the story is, when you've got no context of what happens to the world, seems kind of old school to me. The second thing is, so what you customize, and if it's just one thing or if it's quite a few things, I'd like to build that customization into the game. I am just bored to death of those same old setup screens where you've got change the hair colour, change the colour of the eyes, morph the face, yeah, here we go again, let's get on with the game. I'd like to build that customization into gameplay. That's the first challenge. Then I don't want to stop there. I want to continue, just like in Fable, the morphing in Fable, I'd like to continue evolving that character through maybe some of the customization choices you make. And that becomes, for me, it becomes really interesting because it's all about your engagement. If I can convince you this is your things that you've chosen, or whatever that thing, I've got to be careful not to be too specific, your things that you've chosen, that means you're more emotionally engaged. So I think customization as an evolution is got some very interesting things, but we need to take a step further than we've gone at the moment.
For me, it comes down, I agree with what you said again. I think evolution is incredibly important. And part of that is, I think for me, it comes down to the choices you make in the game. You want to have choices that really empower the character and make them believe that they're getting to make meaningful choices that have a huge impact on how the game, how it unfolds. And that's not easy to do. Nonlinear narrative is one of the hardest forms of narrative to create. So At Bioware, we're blessed to have some great writers that are masters of